What's a real friend? How many times during your life have you had a friend? Maybe you hung around with them. Well, as a kid, you might have done it every day after school. Hung out on the weekends. Then somehow, when you got older, maybe in high school, went off to college and you didn't see your friend anymore. Some friends, when you don't see them for a while, and you see them again after maybe a couple years, it's different. I moved away from where I live now. I moved away for a couple years when I was younger. And when I came back to here and tried to connect with my friends I had, it just seemed different. And it's like, before you know it, I wasn't hanging around with those friends again. And they were friends from like high school that we did so much together with. Then there's other kinds of friends. Like when I had moved away when I was a teenager, I made a friend. And that person's still my friend today. But we don't talk very often. But when we do talk, it's almost like the time between when we last talked didn't really exist. It's just, that's a feeling of friendship, you know, when you make a friend and say you didn't talk to that friend for a year for whatever reason, and then one person or the other calls the other person up on the phone, and you start talking, and it's just, you know, basically your whole life can go by. If you made a friend when you were young, and then before you know it, you're an old man. And that friend is still your friend. Somehow you connect with people and are able to maintain a friendship no matter what. Now, some friendships start up real easy, rather quickly, and they die just as fast. One could be happy at any time in their life to feel like they have a friend. And sometimes when the friendship dies, it's over good reasons, and other times it's not. You're interested in somebody, it seems like they're interested in you, and then poof, all of a sudden the interest is gone. And it's kind of a weird thing, especially if the feelings felt really strong during the course of the friendship itself. You know, maybe it only lasted months. I've had some friends that I've done things for, and they had problems that there's nothing I could do about, and they started doing things that, well, it was kind of troubling. Let's just say you have a friend that kind of gets heavily into, say, drugs or something. And then they tell you stories of bad things they did, maybe stealing things. Well, I myself, I don't need to have people around that steal things. And, well, it's one particular friend I'm thinking about. I seemed like a good guy. He was a musician. But he had a lot of problems. But I actually found him a job where I used to work. And he was filled with problems. Basically let the job disintegrate on him over his problems. And I kind of had to step kind of back from this person. And it's like every couple of years he pops up at my house, and I ask him how are things going, and it's funny because it's like he kind of recovered from his problems, but then maybe the next time I see him, he lets me know the problems came back. So, well, the horrible thing is people that sometimes try to do good for their friends, like this guy had somebody tried to do him a real big favor, and because he had a drug problem, and he went and took this guy's I don't want to tell the whole story, but the guy loaned him something so he could make money. He went and sold this stuff, and the guy could have called the cops on him, but still, even though he sold this equipment, he said as long as he pays him back for it, you know, he wouldn't press charges, and I guess the guy managed to do that. So it's a shame. If you never really did anything bad to a friend, then what reasons would there be for a friend to give up on you? Or you to give up on a friend? I think the best friends that you can make are ones that aren't judging you in such a way that they decide they don't like you anymore. We all do stupid things, and a lot of us tend to judge people or the things that they do, and we come up with reasons to unfriend somebody. And it's a shame. I think you need to look at the total person and kind of measure, kind of weigh it out, balance. What is it about your friend you might not like? And balance that with what you do like. And I think the better friends that you make will kind of put aside the things they don't like about you. I've done that with people. I made friends with some people, and there was things about them I didn't like, and you can talk about it with them, but if you pull the rug out from your friendship, it's kind of, especially if it's nothing bad, nothing really bad is going on. It could just be a difference of opinion or different likes or dislikes. But in my life, I really only have a couple really good friends that don't seem judgmental of me, and I try not to be that way towards them. Like the one friend I said, made friends with this guy when we were, well, I was a teenager, and he was, I think was he 2 years older than me. But it's amazing now, this is a long time later, and it's just amazing that the two people can have this type of friendship, that it connects, you know, after long periods of time. Just to talk to this friend again, it's like an instant connection, like the time never passed by. So, if I was to make new friends, I would want to find people that, you know, they want to accentuate the positive. You can talk about things that are negative, but when it comes to being a true friend with somebody, you accentuate the positive and maybe discuss the negative, but you don't necessarily judge the person. Unless the negative is so bad, like, you know, somebody could be some kind of crazy lunatic murderer, you know, some big-time criminal, and you didn't know about it, and you find out about it, and it's kind of like there was this big lie involved that you didn't know that about the person. But I think you got a way what the negative is. You know,